where you said that you define winning individually for each kid, whether it's socially, academically. Can you give us a few examples of that in terms of how you've developed a pattern of growth for them individually?
I mean, I think within our program structure, we looked at it as how do we define winning? And we took the wins and losses right off the board. For one thing, our program, we don't have a lot of wins right now. We're kind of in a rebuilding phase. And so we don't want to measure the success of the program by the end result of whether we won or lost that season, or the scoreboard or anything like that. We want to look at how the kids are growing independently, how the kids are growing individually on the court, and how they're growing as individuals in society. So within our structure, when we're traveling, one of the problems within our program is we're the only program that serves kids with physical disabilities in a competitive atmosphere in all of Northern California. So we serve kids from Thank you. So we serve kids all the way from Sacramento down to, we have kids from Gilroy right now and everywhere in between. And so in order for them to have an opportunity to compete, these kids have to travel to Seattle, to Phoenix, to Utah, to Denver, and we have to take them on trips all the time. And one of the things that we started doing was for our varsity athletes to be able to compete and be able to have that opportunity to travel, they had to be what we consider independent travelers. That means that they had to leave their parents at home. They couldn't have anybody helping them on the road. They couldn't have anybody helping them with personal care issues. And reality is kids with physical disabilities kind of have that a little bit more sense of need in some aspects, and not necessarily that they have the sense of need, but some of them kind of, what I've found out is they milk that sense of need, right? And we have a group of overprotective parents that will play into it, and you have a paraplegic that can fully go on and be on his own, and the mom will want to push them into the gym, or the mom will want to push them somewhere else, and you kind of draw that line and go, no, they're just like any other athlete. If they're going to be an athlete, we're going to treat them like an athlete, okay? And so when they go on the road, they have to take care of their equipment, and I think Courtney, one of the young ladies in the film there, has talked about pushing her game chair and her everyday chair. So on the trips, you have your everyday chair like I'm pushing it now, and then you have your specialized sports equipment that you take on trips. And so they have to manage all their gear, all their equipment, wherever they go. They have to get up to the counter and present themselves to the flight attendant or flight agent to go ahead and get checked into the thing, just to develop that communication skill that they need. Because, so many times the parents are overwhelming in doing this for them, that we want to develop these skills on their own. And so we just kind of make them take care of every aspect on the trip on their own, which is really great. Because you have the rookies that come with this huge bag right away and look at you at the airport and say, are you going to carry that for me? And you're like, you're going to have fun with that, right? And luckily, the whole rule
next trip it's this size.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. The next trip it is. It's really, really tiny. And the whole rule on the trips is that they can ask for help, but they have to be very specific with it, or else they can ask their teammates for help, but they have to be very specific with it. And their team collectively has to do it together. They all have to manage the situation together as a team.